Imagine hearing a sound that no one else can hear. A sound so sharp, so intense, it makes you dizzy, nauseous, and unable to think clearly. In 2016, U.S. diplomats in Havana began reporting a strange, piercing noise, followed by headaches, vision problems, and even signs of brain injury. But here's the twist: no one else in the same room could hear it. What started in Cuba soon spread across the globe. China, Russia, Europe, even Washington, D.C. today, scientists still don't agree on what caused it. Was it a weapon, a natural phenomenon, a psychological chain reaction, or something we haven't discovered yet? This is the mystery of the Havana Syndrome. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment about what you think of the Havana Syndrome. Let's dive into it together. Victims describe it the same way almost every time. They report a sharp, directional sound. It was like metallic grinding or a swarm of angry insects or pressure drilling into the skull. And then, suddenly, intense head pressure would begin. This was followed by violent dizziness, ringing in the ears, and vision distortion. Many also experienced memory lapses and difficulty speaking or focusing. But the strangest part was how precisely targeted these experiences seemed. When victims moved just a few steps, sometimes even a single step, the sound stopped immediately. It was as if the sound was following them, targeting them, but was completely invisible. And again, people standing right next to them heard nothing at all. When doctors examined the first victims, they found something unexpected. They observed patterns of brain changes similar to a concussion, but without any physical impact. There was subtle damage in white matter and impaired balance centers. Victims showed cognitive slowdown and long-term neurological symptoms. It looked like the victims had been hit by a shockwave, without the wave ever being detected. There were no explosions, no sonic devices, no radiation, and no traces left behind. Science had no category for this unprecedented medical presentation. The physical evidence pointed to an attack, yet the mechanism remained entirely unknown. Some researchers believe this may be the result of directed microwave radiation. There is a known scientific effect, the Frey effect, where microwaves create the illusion of sound directly inside the skull. This means no speakers and no vibrations are needed, just a sound your brain interprets as real, a perfectly targeted beam, invisible and silent, except to the person hit by it. Several intelligence agencies consider this theory plausible. However, despite extensive investigation, no such device has ever been found or definitively linked to the incidents. Another idea is that two ultrasonic sources could overlap. This overlap might create a third sound inside the audible range. This could explain why the sound seemed to come from a precise direction. But again, no ultrasonic equipment was ever discovered near the attacks. Furthermore, ultrasound normally can't travel through walls the way victims describe the phenomenon. The physics of such an event, especially its ability to penetrate structures and target individuals so precisely, remains highly speculative. It presents significant technical challenges. Some scientists argue this was a psychological chain reaction. They suggest stress spreading through a community could manifest in physical symptoms. This theory, however, fails to explain a critical detail. Real, measurable brain changes were documented in many victims. Moreover, people who weren't part of diplomatic groups were affected too, complicating a purely psychological explanation. So if this was psychological, it was unlike anything ever recorded in medical history. The objective neurological findings challenged the notion of a purely psychosomatic origin. There is one more possibility, the most unsettling of all, that this was something entirely new, a type of directed pressure wave or atmospheric effect we haven't discovered yet. Perhaps some kind of resonance, a wave we cannot detect with current instruments, yet it is one capable of affecting human neural tissue. Think about it. We discover new forms of radiation, quantum behavior, and atmospheric anomalies every decade. What if this is a natural or artificial phenomenon we simply don't understand yet? Years later, new reports continue to appear. They surface in hotels, in embassies, and even near the White House. Sometimes it's one person, sometimes it's a whole group. But the pattern is always the same: a directional sound or pressure, followed by neurological symptoms. There is no visible source and no detectable energy signature. Because the events happen sporadically and unpredictably, researchers have been unable to study one in real time. This makes definitive scientific investigation incredibly difficult. Every time science tries to corner the truth, the phenomenon slips away. The elusive nature of these incidents only deepens the mystery. So what is the Havana Syndrome? Is it a weapon with no footprint, a hidden environmental phenomenon, a new form of wave science, or something else entirely, something we haven't even imagined yet? Whatever it is, it continues to challenge doctors, physicists, and intelligence agencies around the world. And until we understand it, the mystery remains. This is Cosmic Enigma, where science meets the unknown. Want more mysteries like this? Subscribe and tell me in the comments which unexplained case I should explore next.